Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to get the bay disassembled and get it ready for paint. Alright guys, so as you've seen in the intro, just going to get the bay cleaned up today. Going to get the stuff vacuumed out, get everything off the firewall, get all the wiring harness just kind of tucked down in this center area here out of the way. That way we can get it all ground down, cleaned up, ready for paint. Client just wants it black as far as I'm aware. I do got to confirm that with him. Maybe he might want some neat color put inside it, something different, right? We are going to get valve covers cleaned up as well on the engine so they'll be nice and fresh to match the bay. I'm going to try to clean up some of this wiring too, because there was some plugs that weren't plugged in that weren't necessarily being used for anything. And also just, you know, fixing up some grounds and putting them a little neater. But aside from that, we're going to go at this and try to get this prepped up today. Bay stripped. You can see all the wiring's gone from this side. I got the main harness draped over top of the reservoir for the brake master. I'm not going to go and pull the ABS unit just because I don't want to get into doing the brake lines. Otherwise, fuse blocks out, battery's gone, as much as we can get out of there basically. At this point, what I'm going to do is grab a Roll-Lock rust-off wheel. I'm going to grind down all the locations. Just kind of clean up all the spots that needed across the front rad support, in the fender edges or inner fenders, etc. And then give it a good scuff. We'll clean it, scuff it again, clean it one more time just to make sure that everything's gone, and then get it prepped for a coat of, I'll put an etch primer down first, then I'll put an epoxy down, or epoxy sealer, and then I'll basically just put a single stage black down above that. So not trying to get too crazy fancy, just gonna brighten it up a little more. And then once we do get the engine all fresh painted on a black bottom, silver heads, well, aluminum heads, all cleaned up with all the accessory drive cleaned up as well, this bay should look real tidy. So gonna get back at it. Hopefully we can get this thing painted today. And yeah, keep moving. Guys, got it over on the paint booth side. Got everything cleaned up real good. Gave it a good scratch down. Sanded it down at 1.8 in the DA. 320'd it. Made sure that I had no sand scratches left. Put a coat of sealer over it. And essentially I'm going to let this tack for a bit, come back in, touch up the little spots we need, and then we're going to whack it with our black coat. So should be good to go this afternoon. We'll be able to unmask this thing tomorrow morning, and then we can get back at going at the engine. Alright guys, got the bay painted, looks wicked. I just did it in a single stage black. I also just did a couple little things just for the, you know, like Eric does drive this truck all year. Not quite all year, but I mean, he does want it to be fresh, but also be functional. So basically battery tray, fuse blocks panel, I basically rock guarded all of that just to kind of give it a good texture feel so that when we put a good coat of paint over it, we know we had a good substrate. It's going to be able to handle a little bit of the wiring and the fuse panel and so forth, right? Otherwise, front rad support looks beautiful, nice and wet. Over on this side, that's really open, come out wicked as well. Going to have a nice little perch for the nitrous solenoid laying up there on top of the fender well. Firewall looks great as well. Gonna get it all unmasked tomorrow, get it back together for the most part, for the wiring tied together. I gotta get the motor back together and just like basically a mock-up in place before I can start like tying the wiring together again, just so I can route it properly so I'm not routing it twice. But aside from that, making good progress on it. I appreciate you guys paying attention to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, check out Instagram and Facebook for the updates, keep track of the stuff we're doing in the shop. I look forward to the next video of getting the engine disassembled, getting the new heads cleaned up. I'm going to do a couple little shorter videos just showing some intros into doing trunnion upgrades in the stock rockers, as well as like just going over like timing of an LS engine, installing and checking spring height and spring pressures, just the basic stuff, just in case some people haven't been known to it. We're gonna bring it to you. So appreciate it. Till then, chat then, drive safe.